Hey guys, Matt Starr, mattstarcoaching.com. Greetings from Sapporo, Japan. I wanted to talk to you today about taking an inventory. You know, every business has to take a yearly inventory. I remember I used to work at a place called Inside Outlet, which was like a Home Depot, but much smaller. And every year we'd have to do inventory, which meant that, you'd have to go, okay, white latex flat paint. One, two, three. Okay, we got 12. Okay, 12, and they have to write down. So they have to assess what's selling, what's not selling, what's getting stolen. What's getting destroyed, and so basically, like, what's working and what's not working. Well, as a business, myself, and we are all businesses unto ourselves, whether you want to look at it that way or not. It's important to assess what works and what doesn't work, and at least yearly. I do it I'm kind of doing it daily. I have a lot of different things that I do each day that keep things in check, and people that I'm accountable to, that I check in with, that help me with that and will give me honest feedback. But certainly do that on a bigger basis, a couple times a year anyway. So what are your strengths, and what's working, what's not working? And so what are your strengths, but also more importantly, what are your weaknesses? Because those are the things that are the obstacles to what you want. And if you are someone who says, well, I don't have any weaknesses, then humility would be something to look at as your first weakness. Or if you're someone who says, I don't want to talk about that, well, again, humility would be top on your list of weaknesses, right? Because that is the kind of thing that will stand between you and what you want. And so everybody has different weaknesses, and so many times a weakness can be turned into a strength, right? And so, like, to use a musical example, I've never heard Johnny Ramone play a guitar solo. You might not want to. I don't know what he was capable of or not, but he figured out what he did well, and what he didn't do well was, Jimi Hendrix type stuff. Okay, so he stayed away from that, and he stayed in this box, and man, there was nobody better. And it's the same thing for the whole band. AC/DC is another band. There's lots of guitar solos, but they work within a specific framework. And so maybe AC/DC could play, Tom Sawyer by Rush. I doubt it. I don't even know if they'd ever even heard it, right? But they took their perceived weaknesses and allowed that to help them refine and do what they did, and had a great amount of success with it. So that's a more creative musical example of that. But you really want to take time and look at what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. And you know what? Just sit down with a piece of paper and go, what are my weaknesses? Start writing. And if you can find somebody to do this with who you trust, who's not going to hammer you and tell you, oh yeah, oh no, you're a jerk, you're this, if someone can tell you things honestly and in a productive way, that's great. But not someone that you're not going to be comfortable being vulnerable with. And also, you want somebody who is willing to give you that honest feedback, that is supportive of you, right? Because, if you have somebody who goes, oh, you're fine, don't worry about it. Okay, well, thanks, but they're obviously not that right person. Because if you're really into self-improvement and taking your life up and up and up, that's a daily ritual. And it just starts with a look, with an assessment of the situation. And I'm more than happy to help you do that. That's a large part of what I do, is help people to get in touch with what it is they want to do, and then look at, well, why haven't you done this before? What's been holding you back? What are your fears? And then when you have tried to do it, why have you not been successful, right? And so having clarity about who you are, what you have to offer, and where you're at, and knowing that the bottom line is God doesn't make junk, and you were put here to do something huge. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily in the public eye, maybe, but you were here to do something huge, not small. Huge. That's the only way this thing works. is if we are all living at our maximum potential. And so many times, well, all the time, what keeps us from that is our mindset and our fears and our weaknesses and the things that get in the way. So our heart and our minds may be committed, but we may be hitting up against things that we are either aware of and don't want to change, or that we are not aware of, and so we can't change it. So the first step is awareness. So take some time, get a pen and paper. Don't use your phone or your computer. Take a pen and put it to a piece of paper and physically do the work, the physical work of writing. There's something about that I've always found to just have a much deeper and more satisfying result. Matt Star Coaching. If you want to do sessions one-on-one, you want to have me come speak to a group or your business, I'd be happy to do that anywhere in the world. mattstarcoaching.com. Have a great day.